In the past 2 years, if there is a word apart from AI which is having a lot of hype, is technically agents. I'm talking about AI agents, which are kind of like very common, and you will see a lot of interesting products working on top of AI agents. There are full end-to-end startups that are actually solving some specific problem using AI agents altogether. And I believe you must have already wondered a lot of times that what is an AI agent? You must be already aware that, okay, what an AI agent does. But have you ever thought of, in terms of actual engineering, what AI agent is, what problem it solves, and how you actually create agents altogether? So in this particular video, I will try to talk about AI agents in as simple manner as possible. After this particular video, you will be able to understand what is an AI agent, what it actually achieves, underlying what it is doing, and how you can actually make one yourself. So if you are somebody who is looking for enhancing their knowledge in AI and software engineering, this video would be a great starting point for you. So without any further ado, let's just start. But before starting the video, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing, because we are going to put some really awesome content coming up ahead. So let's just start. So before moving forward in the video, I would like to tell you about the brand new offering of Algocamp, which is the Lambda 5.0 course. So this is the 5th iteration of the flagship advanced backend development course with Node.js, but this time it's bigger and better. This time Algocamp has introduced a lot of new projects. The whole ecosystem is going to be more AI powered. There are projects including Lovable Clone, your own AI fitness tracker, own AI interview planner and interview prep, I would say, tool. There is some deep engineering concepts around distributed transaction, using which you're going to make a payment system or a payment wallet system altogether. There's going to be a workflow manager project. You're going to try to understand how exactly you can use the concepts of, let's say, CDC in order to implement different projects. A lot of deep technical projects and deep technical understanding you are going to get. This particular course is going to focus on making sure that you understand the system architectures and deep system concept that a lot of senior engineers are always involved with, and try to make projects on top of that. You are going to see actual scaling strategies, replication strategies, how you can make sure that your system is fault tolerant, and concepts around, let's say, Kafka, concept around Redis and whatnot. There is so many different projects that are actually added, including a WhatsApp system, something like a Netflix-like system, a Twitch-like system, a lot of AI-powered tools. We are going to actually make something like Lovable Clone and whatnot. Do check out the link in the description section below. Get the idea about all the projects that you are going to get and build. This is something that will take you from an absolutely beginner level backend developer to a very advanced level backend engineer altogether. We have received such great testimonies from the last set of batches, and people are actually loving what we have already built, but this time we have made sure that this is bigger and better. So do check out the link in the description section below and use this coupon code to get massive discounts on the current price. And now let's go back to the video. Okay, so let's try to understand what is an AI agent in as simple manner as possible. The goal should be that at any point of time when you have to start working with creating new AI agents, or you have a problem in hand which you feel can be solved using AI agents, or you can create AI agents to solve that, then at that point of time, what is an AI agent? This simple question should be like, in a very straightforward way, should be answered in your mind. So here I'm assuming that you know what is an LLM and how it is actually created, what actually powers an LLM, so on and so forth. All of these things I'm assuming you already know about, right? So I'm not going into details of what is an LLM. Let's start talking about what is an AI agent. So an agent is an autonomous system. That means automatically it will be able to figure out a couple of things powered by an LLM. What does this means? That LLM inside an AI agent is going to be the kind of like an actual brain, right? This will be the brain which will be having the capacity to evaluate what prompt you are giving and what decisions to take. Okay, so it's an autonomous system powered by an LLM that uses a reasoning loop to complete a goal. So see, that's what the agenda is, that using the capability of LLM to understand your natural language, what an agent will be able to do is it will be able to take the task in hand, try to figure out that what is the task, how you can actually simplify the task, how you can actually achieve the task, and using this reasoning it will try to complete that task as well, it will try to complete that goal as well. Now in order to complete this goal, what this agent will be able to do, instead of like hard coding the path or itself figuring out how to solve the problem. It will try to use the concept of tools. So here you can see, instead of following a rigid hard coded path, the agent decides which tools to use, observes the results, and adjusts the strategy until the task is finished. So what is this term tools that we are actually talking about, right? So you can say that tools are, so you can say these are, I would say, systems capable of solving one specific problem, right? So a tool can be as simple as, let's say, if you have a SQL query and you want to analyze how this SQL query will work, that can be a simple tool. A tool can be that, let's say, if you give a particular task, it will try to, I would say, write a Python code. And let's say if you give a Python code to a tool, it will try to execute that in a Python REPL environment, kind of like that. So that's going to be a tool. A tool can be a weather widget, kind of like a tool, which will be able to fetch weather details, as simple as that. A tool can be a tool which can make, let's say, REST API calls to third party APIs altogether. So that's a tool. So what agents are going to do is, agents are going to actually leverage the capability of tools. So we can define what all tools an agent can actually use, and then using the LLM that is running behind the scenes, it will try to figure out the reasoning that what the problem is actually present in hand and what are the tools that I have. Now, using those set of tools, it will try to start solving the problem. Based on what results it is able to get using those tools, it will try to adjust its strategy that, let's say, if any other tool which is actually in the given namespace scope, can it actually use that? So it will try to adjust the strategy until the task is finished. So what I can actually say to you is that, so think about it like a team. In team, you are the team lead and you have a couple of engineers with you. Every engineer has a very specific capacity and very specific capability. Then now if you have a problem in hand, then you will try to decide that, okay, how I should move forward. So that will be your manager brain that will start coming into the picture, that, okay, I have to do this task, so the first breakdown should be done in this particular way, and this thing can be very easily done by engineer one. Once engineer one is able to do its let's say set of tasks, then I can give the next step to engineer 2 and so on. So you'll be able to plan and decide how to offload your task. So you can say that all of that planning, offload, all of that offloading and triggering is going to be done by LLM. And then there will be specific tools which will be optimized for doing one kind of like a specific task. So in order to achieve the finished results, this LLM can actually use these kind of like tools. So there are a lot of you can say already built solutions using which you can actually create AI agents. One of the most common libraries to create LLM chains, AI agents, etc., is LangChain and LangGraph. Right. I'm not going to go to LangGraph in this particular tutorial, but we'll definitely see a very quick code snippet using LangChain, using which you can make a very simple AI agent. What this AI agent will be able to do, this AI agent will be able to take a particular task, kind of like figure out some Python implementation for that, and run that Python implementation in a REPL environment altogether. So you can see I have already created a Google Colab notebook. Inside this notebook, you can see I have installed a couple of dependencies, which is LangChain Classic, Experimental, Hugging Face, Transformers, and Accelerate. Hugging Face we are going to use so that we can actually take a model from there and we can start using that all together. I've imported all of these libraries and I've first of all created a corresponding LLM. The model that I'm using is a very simple model, which is a Qwen 2.5, 1.5 billion parameter model, right? The task will be kind of like text generation, because whatever task we will give, it will try to kind of like create a Python code for it, and then we'll be able to run. Right. These are some pipeline parameters that you can pass, that let's say what are the maximum number of tokens, for example, that you have to process. Then you can define the tools. So one of these tools I'm using as a Python REPL tool. Python REPL tool comes from LangChain experimental tools. So what is this tool all about? This tool will be able to actually helping you to take a Python code and run that in a REPL console. You can do that manually, but this is kind of like an automated function that can do that for you. Now what I'm doing is I'm creating a prompt. For creating the prompt, I'm using prompt template so that we can give a particular structure, that what are the set of steps in a prompt which need to have. So that's where prompt template comes into the picture. So you can see in the prompt template, I've given that you are an agent that can use the tools. You have access to the following set of tools, right? Important rules: output exactly one of these at a time. Do not output observations yourself, and so on. A couple of rules I have actually added, and use this exact format that you are going to actually give the thought, take a corresponding action, and then if you already, let's say for a corresponding know the answer, then you can answer in this particular fashion, right? So it's kind of like a prompt that I have actually prepared. Now the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to use a function called as So create React agent. This is coming from LangChain. So what is React agent? So React means reasoning and then act. Reasoning and then act means that whatever will the problem in hand, it will try to actually figure out the reasoning that what it has to do. Once that reasoning is there and once that it is able to figure out that what tools it is having in hand, then it will be able to act accordingly that which tool to pick up and how to call it. So that's a React agent. So we'll create that agent. In the parameters, we'll pass the LLM that we have actually created using the Quen model, the tools that we have, and the prompt that we have actually created using this prompt template. Now, once this agent is there, we need to run this agent in a runtime environment. You can see that runtime environment is fetched using agent executor. So you can see agent executor is also coming from LangChain Classic. So we'll create an agent executor, we'll pass the agent, we'll pass the tools, and we'll pass the number of iteration, a couple of just set of parameters using which we can actually set up the environment. And that is it. Now you have this agent executor. All you have to do is just call agent executor.invoke. In the I would say params, you can pass an object where you have an input and you can give a corresponding task and then print the result. So for example, when I gave it use Python to calculate factorial of 6, you can see the reasonings are actually coming up. To calculate factorial of a number using Python, I need to use the math module, which provides the function called factorial. The formula would be something like this. I will first import the math module and then call the factorial for the number 6. Then it is calling the action Python REPL. And the input is from math import factorial, print factorial of 6. So you can see this is the code it is actually trying to write. The calculation was successful. The result is 720, which is the factorial of 6. Fibonacci, final answer 720. I again gave another input that use Python to generate a random UUID, because somebody might have a question that, okay, maybe it's not actually calling this Python, it's just printing it, but it's actually self computing the corresponding factorial. So now I gave it a task to create a UUID that it cannot like directly itself create. You need to have all the UUID logic behind the scenes going on. So you can see for creating a UUID as well, it is using import UUID and then creating a UUID for, and you can see we are actually getting the UUID here. So all of these interesting things we will be able to actually do, and using, so I have just given one tool, you can actually give more tools as well. Okay, so now let me give one more prompt so that we can actually see whether Python is getting executed or not. So you can see this is the prompt where I will ask it to use the Python REPL tool, write the Python code, import the necessary library, create a file named text.txt and write hello world into it. Let's see what happens. So let's run this code. And let's see what reasoning it tries to create. So let's see. So it tried to do import OS, then do os.list dir, right? And okay, so you can see it tried for 2 iterations and then it was trying to write this particular code. It got syntax error. Then it tried to, you can see, correct itself as well. So let's try to increase the iteration limit. Let's say, for example, I will not call this particular result, right? And max iteration limit, let's go to, let's say 25. Okay, so let's recreate the agent and then let's retry. Okay, so because it will try to figure out that okay, how to actually achieve this task. If it is writing a code which is not working, it will try to automatically improve on top of it. So that's what react means, that it is going to reason it first and then see how it can actually act on top of it. So let's see. So it's you can see it's printing its thoughts as well here, and let's see what happens. So you can see the corrected Python code successfully. So let's see, created the file name test.exe and wrote hello world into it. Let's check the content. So it is trying to now check the content, right? And Python code executed without any error altogether, right? And let's see, Python code executed successfully. Okay. So task completed, file test.txt is created. So you can see it is not just creating our file, but it is also trying to test whether the file has been successfully created or not. Okay. So I think I gave a lot of retry options for it. Let's close it here and let's see whether the file was created or not. Okay. So how can we actually check whether the file was created or not? We can, let's say, just do ls, right? And you can see test.txt was also created. I can try to get the content of test.txt, and you can see we are getting hello world. So indeed, it actually used the Python code in order to create the Python file and then run things on top of it. So that's what the concept of an agent is, that when given a task, it will try to create relevant reasoning for it, and based on those reasoning, it will try to act on it. So you can see even what our agent was doing. Our agent was not just creating the file, but it was also verifying that whether the file has been created or not, whether the file has the content of hello world.txt or not, and so on. And I didn't create that file. Agent automatically invoked the Python REPL tool and then only created that file. So that's what an AI agent is. It's an autonomous system that will be able to use some LLM to actually create reasoning for a task, and then use tools to act upon, I would say, successful completion of the task so that you can actually achieve it completely. So I hope the overall concept of what AI agent is actually making sense to everybody. I hope this tutorial was kind of like simple enough for everybody to actually understand what AI agent is capable of doing, and kind of like what kind of like very simple set of tasks you can actually do with it. Now from here, you can try to go beyond imagination. At this point of time, AI agents can write very complex piece of code. It can actually make API calls for you. It can invoke sub agents for you. It can find anomalies for you. It can actually figure out a lot of let's say wiki summaries for you and whatnot. Like AI agents are all around doing a lot of things. You will find use cases of AI agents in customer support as well, that it will be able to take customer queries, then analyze what customer wants to do or what is the issue that customer is raising, then try to call the relevant set of tools that can actually help the customer. For example, customer wants to return an order, so first of all it needs to get the details of the order. So it will be able to call a tool so that it can actually fetch the order details for a particular customer, and so on. So that's what AI agents are, and the use cases are immense. I'm really excited to see what different use cases you guys actually bring into the picture when you create your first AI agent. So I would highly recommend you guys to go and try some short around LangChain and LangGraph, so you can actually explore how you can create AI agents. With LangGraph, will be also the concept of context that you can also try to add, but I wanted to keep this particular tutorial as simple as possible. So that being said, let's wrap this particular video here. We are going to meet soon in the next set of videos. Till then, take care. Bye bye. I'm Sanket Singh, signing off.